Hey guys, this is Milena, and one of the most common problems that I encounter within myself and I see so widespread in everybody around is procrastination. When we need to do some things like eating ice cream, for example, we don't procrastinate, something that we find very pleasurable. But there are many things in life, or even if there are not many, every one of us has one or two that we tend to procrastinate every time we need to do them. And I learned this tool from neurolinguistic programming that I wanted to share with you that you can absolutely test. You're welcome to test and report results on when you tend to procrastinate things. Now, one of the biggest reasons why we procrastinate things is because usually subconsciously or unconsciously, we associate it with something unpleasant. We think, we have a belief, whether it's conscious or not, that it's not going to feel good completing that activity or doing whatever the thing is that we procrastinate. But very often we don't know why. We don't know where in our memory that association is stored, what it is, so on and so forth. And because it's subconscious or unconscious, and because we don't know it's there, it's difficult to find it, clear it, and all of that. Although we probably have access to a lot of processes that would help us clear that. In neurolinguistic programming, they say that there are 6 different parts of the brain where memories are stored. And there's one thing that we can do in order to cover all those 6 areas without actually having to pinpoint the trigger and do anything to process it. So without further ado, I'm just going to show you the technique. You're welcome to try it, and I'd be very happy to hear your results if you choose to test it. So what you need is a pencil or a pen, something that has a different colored tip like this one, so that it's easier to follow with your eyes. And you're going to keep it in front of you about 12 to 14 inches in front of your face. And what is really important is that you're not really going to move your head at all to the side. All you're going to do is you're going to follow the movement of the pen or pencil with your eyes only. You're going to do it 6 times, and what we're going to do is we're going to draw kind of a sideways 8 or the infinity sign, okay? And we're going to start small, and then we're going to extend it and progressively make it bigger to as far it is comfortable for us to follow with our eyes. We're going to start from the center, and I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm going to start from the center, and I'm going to go to my right and up, and then looping down, and then left and up, and then looping down. So now I'm pretty comfortable with this, so I'm going to extend it a little bit the second time around, and I'm going to make it wider, but I'm still going to consciously really try not to move my head and simply follow the tip of the pen with my eyes. And again, I keep following the tip of the pen. It would be interesting to, when I look at the recording, to see if I've actually moved my head. Okay? When you've done that 6 times, what this does is potentially cover all those 6 areas of the brain where memories are being stored, and somehow clears that memory. So before you start with this process, is you need to imagine the thing that you need to do, whatever it is that you want to do, that you tend to procrastinate. Start feeling that energy of what it feels like, I don't really want to do it. And then with that energy, start the exercise. Now, one of the ways to check our progress and to see if we've cleared that memory, although we don't know what it is or where exactly it is stored in our brain, is to draw a circle like this and follow it with your eyes again. And you can do it clockwise and see if your hand pauses anywhere or slows down more than the other parts. And that means that in some places the energy might still be a little bit stuck. And if you feel like it's not a smooth circle like this and there are pauses or slowing down in certain areas, what you can do is just repeat the figure 8 exercise and do it 6 more times. Not 6 more rounds, just 6 more times. And then you do the circle again to check and see where they are. Now, you can simply sit with it as well as an alternative and say, what is the memory that I'm associating this with? What does it remind me of? What does the feeling remind me of? For example, one of the things that I tend to procrastinate is writing my newsletter or writing my blog post. Although I get tons of ideas and inspiration and things that I want to share, I still find myself kind of procrastinating doing that. And by sitting with it, I discovered that when I was in high school, I had this teacher, this literature teacher who would assign these long essays, and she didn't do a very good job of explaining what was required of us, or a lot of time teaching us actually how to do it. And I always got kind of not an excellent grade, not a terrible grade, sort of mediocre. And I associated it with the frustration that I got in high school, that no matter how much I tried or I wanted to do well, I still got kind of a meh type of grade, and I wasn't very happy with it. So I had no idea that every time I sit down and I write something, I associated that experience with this. And of course I would procrastinate it because I didn't want to experience the same feeling again. But with this exercise, it's not even necessary to know what the memory is in order for us to kind of unblock that stuck energy and try and see what it does for us. And if you need more help and guidance through that process, or becoming aware of those negative associations that you might have where you procrastinate things, book a session at askmilena.com. Remember to subscribe to my newsletter, the same one that I procrastinate writing, but it will be a good one, I promise. And you will also receive the ebook 7 Life Hacks to Empower Your Daily Life. Have you subscribed to the channel? If not, you can do so below and click on the bell so that every Friday morning you'll get notified when a new video is uploaded. I'll see you then.